Welcome to Solo Sunday Stories. Please like and subscribe, y'all. This first episode, I want to tell you how my solo travel journey started. Some people ask me, when did I start traveling solo? And I guess they expected me to say something good like I always was adventurous, or I just woke up one day and decided to see the world, which is partially true. But in reality, my first solo trip started as a vacation.
Stupid.
But those plans fell through. It wasn't like some grand intentional, decision to travel alone. It was more like he couldn't go. Either I cancel the trip and get a refund or go anyway. So I went anyway. And my first trip was to Costa Rica, and that changed everything for me. But let me back up. There is a more heartfelt story here, and I'm gonna tell it to you. This started with a sunrise in Miami on a previous trip and ended up with me, obviously, in the Costa Rican jungle ziplining. But the story of my traveling journey started back when I was 16. I did a family vacation to Cancun, Mexico. It was an all-inclusive resort. I got my first passport. I was hooked and I loved everything about it. Then in college, I went to London for Thanksgiving to visit a friend. Then, a few years after, I ended up going to a study abroad trip in China with my class. So I've been places. I left the country before, but I never did it alone. And honestly, I wasn't planning on it, but what could I do? So all of my trips up to that point had been with family, with friends, with, my classmates in college. And I kept trying to make group trips happen. You know how that goes. Everyone gets excited in the group chat. We're making plans. We're talking about where we're gonna go. And the trip never makes it out the group chat. And we go nowhere. And the same thing happened with the vacations. Plans would get made and then things would fall through. And I just didn't want to keep waiting for someone or for schedules to align or just any number of other things that was preventing me from just leaving, right time, right people. It just was go on this vacation. You do these things at home, so solo dates and everything. So why can't that translate to traveling abroad? So I planned this trip to Costa Rica. It was 3 nights. I was staying at Villa Calitas in Jaco, which was beautiful. It was supposed to be a couples trip. Big mistake, because if you look at Villa Calitas, but I had a choice. So it was cancel the couples trip or, wait for another person, or I could go by myself. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. My biggest fear was, what if something goes wrong and I'm alone? But then I thought about it, even if I'm with someone, things could still go wrong. Being with another person doesn't guarantee my safety or that everything was going to go out, to work out perfectly. So, what I was gonna do? I'm going. Bags packed, booked the flight, got on the plane to Costa Rica by myself, solo dolo. And honestly, I felt really proud of myself for not canceling. I chose me and my plans, and I chose to put what I wanted to do, first, and not put things on hold, waiting for something else. And that felt big for me. So I get to Costa Rica, I check into this beautiful villa. From the balcony, it's lush jungle and just trees everywhere, and the ocean view. It was amazing. While I was on that trip, I did ziplining for the first time. I went to museums. I was just exploring. I was eating good food, and honestly, I was having the time of my life, honestly. But there was one scary moment during that entire time, which could have, made or broke my vacation, or made me not continue solo traveling. I was at dinner, and once dinner was done, I went back to my hotel room and, I was relaxing, catching up with family. And then I heard men outside of my hotel room door. They put the key card in and they were jiggling the knob. So my heart's pounding, like all of my fears of something happening on vacation were realized in that moment. But I just didn't freeze. I picked up the phone, I called hotel security. They came immediately to check everything out and made sure I was safe. And you know what? In that moment, I was scared, but they made sure that I was straight, and they kept an eye on me for the rest of the trip. So that made me feel secure in that moment. And it made me realize things can be scary, but not everything's going to go wrong. And in that circumstance, it was just they may have just stumbled down the wrong, hall to my hotel room, and it wasn't intentional. But after that, the rest of the trip was incredible. But that moment changed everything for me. I didn't, make that stop. I didn't allow that to stop me. But before I went to Costa Rica, I went to Miami. This is the heartfelt moment. One morning, I woke up before sunrise and walked down to the beach just to be by myself. And the sun started to come up, and as it rose over the water, you know how when the ocean hits the water, it starts to sparkle. And I just stood there watching, and I got so emotional and I started crying. And they weren't sad tears, but I feel like it was a spiritual moment for me. Something came over me, because just me standing there watching the sunrise over my head, and I just felt so overwhelmed, just looking at the ocean, saying this ocean and this water connects all of us in every country, on every continent, and the sun rises above all of us. And I just thought God made this world so big, so beautiful, and I wanted to see it all. And that moment was prior to my Costa Rica trip. And that sunrise is when I knew that I wanted to see the world and the people and try everything. So after Costa Rica and that whole situation, I decided a trip after that was going to be Puerto Rico. It was going to be solo, but my cousin ended up coming with me. I wanted to go to Puerto Rico because my grandmother is from Puerto Rico. So I wanted to visit Puerto Rico because it was her heritage, which is my heritage. And obviously I didn't need a passport. So I just went, and it unlocked something in me because it was my momentum of just continuing to travel. And that became very significant to me. But I want to circle back real quick because I just thought of this. My first experience with my solo trip in Costa Rica, ziplining seems to be symbolic. I'm just thinking it now. Because if you've ever been ziplining, you know it is scary. You get put in the harness, they put the helmet on you, and you have to push off the deck. And you're standing there and you have this fear that, if I go across this expansive space with nothing under me, that's going to be the scariest thing ever. And the crazy thing is, in that moment, once I decided to step off and push off, the fear just dissipated and it became exhilarating. And I feel like that situation is reminiscent of travel. When you are standing at home, choosing not to go anywhere, and you're standing in fear, on the other side of fear is joy, happiness, and exhilaration. And you just have to push off and do it. And I feel like that is what matters when it comes to solo travel. Do not let fear, keep you stagnant, keep you on a deck, and use, my ziplining experience or the ziplining experience in general as a metaphor to life. Like, if you stay stagnant and you stay on the deck, you would never experience the joy and exhilaration of pushing off and taking flight across. And of course, with ziplining, you do it multiple times. And I kept traveling multiple times. So this is me telling you, like, don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect person or for your fear to stop, because you have to do things even in fear. Like, it doesn't stop. So I hope this, gives you an insight into why I started solo traveling, and I hope it allows someone to take the leap and fly, metaphorically or literally, and book that first trip. Like, I've been traveling since college, so over 15 years at this point, and I've been on so many flights alone and so many places alone, and it's not all, perfect sunshine and rainbows, but the experiences themselves are amazing. The people are amazing. And just, I feel like it's important for us to have these conversations so people can find the courage to do the same things, because the world is so vast and the people and places and things are so beautiful. And we all deserve to see how beautiful this world was made. So that's it for episode 1. I hope you come back next week. I want to discuss how to make friends, while traveling, because I know that even though, solo traveling is scary, you can go alone, but you do not have to be alone the entire time. So I'll see you next Sunday. Everyone, have a great day and evening. Well, have a great night or day whenever you're watching this. And I hope that someone books that trip. Bye, y'all. Get out. You killing me, bro. I gotta check the audio.